We are the leading nonprofit, non-biased, independent, neutral organization that bridging in wireless and mobile industry between China and the U.S. They come here, they want to set up a bridge for people in the industry to communicate, especially people from China and Silicon Valley.
Our main mission is to bring Silicon Valley together with China and try to facilitate a lot of exchange of ideas, try to bring people from China and help them land in the valley here, and also help the company to go to the Chinese market, and also help our members to grow their career. That's our mission.
Well, first of all, we really appreciate all the very high-profile, prestige speaker coming to our conference. They would like to open up their mind and share their knowledge, share the experience, their pain in their the process of in their career and their success with us. So that's really very helpful and inspiring to the young entrepreneurs.
The U.S. has a very dynamic economy. We're creating more jobs all the time. The challenge for the U.S. is we must always retrain our workforce to make them better prepared to take the jobs of the future. The jobs of the future look very different than they did 20 years ago, and this is why I said in the speech today, we must retrain our workers especially to be facile and to understand how to work in the software and the wireless workplace, because these will be the growth industries in the future. Always seek to get to profitability as soon as you can. The biggest problems we see are people continue to go and go and go and never generate the revenues to be long-term sustainable. But I think the Chinese entrepreneurs will do very, very well. Many people here joke that the US needs to take a lesson in capitalism from the Chinese.
Cloud computing is very popular as an area. Also, I think the market has started to accept cloud computing as a very popular way to deliver services, right? And I think luckily in the United States, right, the IT infrastructure around cloud computing has matured to a point where it's fairly easy for companies, both small and large, to be able to take advantage of cloud computing, right? So that means, if they want to build their own cloud, there are lots of technologies out there, lots of both open source as well as software and hardware provided by companies like IBM. In fact, some of the open source ones, there's OpenStack, which actually IBM is a member of this consortium that is producing some of these capabilities. And then also, I think, from a public cloud perspective about where people can get their services, right? A lot of startups and a lot of smaller companies find that getting their services from these cloud providers makes life a lot more convenient because these things are already managed for them. So I think actually right now is a very great time for people to take advantage of these.
Oh, it's a tremendously exciting future, very tremendous potential, and the increasing intersection between China and Silicon Valley is going to just produce tremendous results. For one thing, the Chinese investors, domestic Chinese investors, renminbi investors, are becoming much more sophisticated and deploying a lot of capital that's available in China. That's producing a lot of competition for Silicon Valley-based investors. And competition always produces better result for the companies.
Do you have any suggestions for them?
For the companies?
Yeah.
It's important to, when doing business in China, it's important to understand that it's not the Silicon Valley, it's China. And trying to, American companies have been used to doing business the American way all over the world for many years. It's important to do business the Chinese way.
Sure, I'm Fred Gregors. I'm moderating the panel on partnering with China. And this is going to be a panel session that will address the different ways that companies can partner with companies in China to be successful there, particularly in the area of mobile internet. I think the challenge will be to decide what their best markets are. Their best market may well be just the domestic Chinese market. You know, there's a lot of money here, there's a lot of interest in games, there's a lot of interest in different types of apps. So I think there'll be opportunities here, but probably those innovators should look close to home at first for those markets. You know, I think you always want to think globally, but it may be easier to tap into markets at home first.
And if you think about like cloud service, as is actually the most common use of like a cloud service product, right? So when the user open an app, you send a request to the ad server, and Google will do some calculation and return the targeting ads back to the user's mobile phone, and that's actually part of our like. You can say that's cloud-based service, and actually I want to share with you some of the things that I see from a business perspective by working with developer. Actually, I think the cloud service in US is really very developed and really help a lot of mobile developers in China to explore the US market.
Take it over to a tablet or a PC. And the second area we see within multi-screen usage is in parallel. You have, for example, a companion. Some recent research said maybe 7, maybe as high as 8 out of 10 most likely use maybe a tablet or a phone as a companion product during the watching broadcast TV. Surfing for new information, additional information. With the increase of speed of technology innovation, there's going to be even more powerful devices. Of course, it's going to be even more central hub in the multi-screen setup. You can really start using the phone as the fundamental device in your multi-screen setup. You can download all content and you can use it as control.
In the future, IT services company like us still going to make a tremendous impact to the enterprise computing because we leverage the technology provided by product companies and then make it a very meaningful solutions to add business value for the end customers. So that's the job we are doing today. Yeah, I think since the paradigm is shifting right now, right? Because with the, as I said, the cloud, the social, the mobile, plus the big data all combined together. Yeah. And then using the Chinese philosophy to explain this one, to piece all those puzzles together will be heaven, earth, and people, plus the Taiji. Taiji means from 0 to 1 to everything. That means big data. Right. So I think for any startup want to do enterprise computing or even B2C, they can leverage those technologies and compete with the existing players and make a contribution to society. I think there are tremendous opportunities, tremendous problems need to be solved, like for healthcare, for energy, etc.
Yeah, so I'm basically in the mobile, generally mobile software industry. I personally think it's a great time for young entrepreneurs to realize dream to start a new company. In 2000, looking back, I think 2011 is a pivoting year where the mobile platform has consolidated basically to 2 major platforms, Android and iPhones. Yeah. And usually when the mobile platform settles, it comes a period of time, application flourishes. And a lot of young, small companies can grow before industry goes through another cycle consolidation. So I think from now to 2012 is a good time to do this.
I think that a startup has to be a lot more aware on what the market is, okay? But if you're going back to China, I would say what they should aware is what the Chinese people need. So that means that, you know, if you are sort of doing things satisfying the US market, then you'll become production, okay? Because you don't you do not know as much in this environment than you know in China. For people going back, my suggestion is that they should focus on the China market, try to understand the China market, maybe team up with people who know the China market. So teaming is very important. I think that in any entrepreneur, any startup, I think teaming is a lot more important than the technology, than the idea. Okay, I think that people have been placing too much emphasis on technology and idea and sort of not pay a lot of attention to team building. How do you build up a team? How do you work together? How do you deal with the government, and all these things, especially in China?
Yes, so the mobile is one of the biggest trends that we are seeing today. And where virtualization applies is in two areas. One is as a server cloud for the mobile services. Because the limitation on the power on the mobile devices, a lot of the functionality actually are performed on the server end, which are enabled by a virtual cloud that our software enables. Secondly, on the cell phone itself, we're exploring various ways that we can provide value by creating virtual machines on the cell phone. We do have a ARM-based hypervisor, and we introduced a product called Horizon Mobile that allows you basically running various virtual phones on the same physical phone. So you can have multiple personalities without interfering with each other. So you can have a work phone and a personal phone, but only have one physical device.